Hey kids, it's Mrs. Compton. Do you remember when we did this a little while ago? Counting by twos and counting by fours? If you don't remember, you can kind of check out the chart and see that these charts are really connected. So if we counted by twos, we'd say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And if we counted by fours, we'd say 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 for the top rows, right? So we kind of made the connection that there are two twos in one four, like that, right? So over here, we knew if we counted by twos, we'd say 2, and then we'd say 4. Over here, we'd say 4, and then we ended up skipping 6 and going straight to 8 for the next count, right? Because each 4 is made up of two twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8, or 4, 8, right? So if you know your twos, it can really help you learn your multiplication facts by fours. So you can also see that we kind of zoomed in on this. This was multiplied by 2 right here. And then this one was multiplied by 4, and it had two groups of 2 inside. All right, let's check out a quick flash. Now remember, Flash is a game that we play, and I'm going to show you an image quickly for about 3 seconds. I'm going to cover it up for think time, and then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to show you again. Okay, and then I want to know how many dots there are and how you see them. Okay, ready? Here we go. All right, it's think time. All right, ready? I'm going to show you again. All right. How many dots do you think there are, and how do you see them? All right, so first, I would love to take some answers. So I'm going to guess that some of you are saying 10 dots. I'm going to say some of you probably said 12 and 14 and maybe 15. All right, so if you're doing this with your teacher in your classroom, this would be a good time to check out and see how many different ways and numbers people saw the dots. Now let's take a peek. All right. How many dots actually were there? It looks like there are 14. So I'm going to take a guess at how some of you may have seen the dots. All right, so I'm going to guess that some of you probably saw that there was a dice right there with the number 5 on it. So I'm going to guess that some of you probably saw a 5 and 2 more. So you knew that that was a 7. And if that's a 7, that means this one's a 7 as well. And you probably did. 7 plus 7 is 14. All right, so I'm going to guess that some of you may have done that. Let's try another one. I'm going to see if I can figure out another way. Ooh, I know. I bet some of you saw it as a 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4. So maybe you saw 3 plus 4 makes 7, right? Still makes 7. 3 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then maybe you said, oh, I saw it again. So 3 plus 4 makes 7 again. So it must be 14. I got to get creative here because I know so many of you guys have these great ideas and you're always teaching me stuff. So I'm going to guess that maybe, let's go for this one. Maybe some of you just went for the 10 right here. Did anybody see 2 groups of 5 right there? So 2 groups of 5, 2 groups of 5, and then maybe you did plus 4. Plus 4 made 14. I don't know. There's so many ways to see it, right? So I don't know how you saw it, but I'm sure you were crafty. All right, I'm going to hit the erase on all of the colorful drawings for a second so that we can kind of see again what we actually had. All right, so we had 7 and 7. So we really had 2 groups of 7, right? So we had a 5 in the middle. Maybe you thought about it like that. And then 2 on the outsides. Like that. 5 and then 2 on the outsides. 5, 2 on the outsides. Right? So this is the same as the fact 2 groups of 7. Right? So any way we look at it, it still represents 2 groups of 7, and we know that makes 14. Right? All right, let's check out the next one. All right, so we're going to fly past our think time screen. So this is our think time screen. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you the next screen. Now I want you to be ready for it because there's more dots. Okay, here we go. All right, ready? Okay. So how many dots were there and how did you see it this time? So let's see here. I would take some answers from you. I'm going to guess some of you probably said 25. Maybe some of you said 21. Maybe some said 28. All right, let's find out how many dots there were and how you saw them. All right, so, oops, I went out of my files there for a second. Here we go. All right, so how many dots are there and how do you see them? All right, I'm ready to take some guesses. I'm going to guess that you were like, wait a minute. I could see that this was the same as last time over here. Like these are the same as last time, but these are also the same as last time. So maybe you thought about it as this is a 7 and this is a 7 and this is a 7 and this is a 7. So maybe you did 7 times 4 or 4 times 7 because we have 4 groups of 7. And you knew last time that these made 14 and these made 14. So then maybe you just decided you could double it. So maybe you did 14 times 2 is 28. So 4 times 7 is 28. I'm going to guess some more things because I bet you're playing around with the idea of 10 right now. I'm going to guess there's some people doing that. So if you used this right here, you probably saw that there was a 10 and another 10. So maybe you thought, okay, 2 groups of 5 makes 10, and another 2 groups of 5 makes 10. So really, that represents 4 groups of 5 makes, not 10 now, but 20. And then we had these 4 at the top and these 4 at the bottom. Did anybody do that? So then we had to add 2 groups of 4. 2 groups of 4 was 8. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And together they make 28. Did anybody see it that way? I bet there's plenty more out there that you did. I'm so interested to see like what you guys thought about as you were looking at this. Did you use the first one to help you solve this one? Because this one had way more dots than you could count in the 3 seconds that I gave you, right? So I'm curious, did you use the information that you knew already about 2 times 7 to help you solve this 4 times 7? Did you figure out that they were just double one another? All right, kids. I think we are going to go on and let's look at some patterns on a chart. So let's fast forward ahead here to this algebraic table. Now, I know some people panic when they hear the word algebra and they go, oh, you'll never use algebra. But it's not true because algebra is just all about patterns. So you know who does a ton of algebra? Kindergarten. Kindergartners are doing algebra all day long, and nobody even knows that. All right, so let's check out this table. So we're going to read this table like this. 2 times 1. And then we're going to put the answer right there. So basically, this is all 2 times something. And then if we go right here, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And so on. So we're going to read the table that way. So basically, we're going to choral count by 2's. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 groups of 8 is 16. 2 groups of 9 is 18. And 2 groups of 10 is 20. All right, I always like to call these guys right here my checkpoints. So 2 times 5 I know by heart. That's 10. I also know 2 times 10 by heart. That's 20. And I got those correct, and those are my good checkpoints. So I always feel good about like the numbers around it and in between it if I have my checkpoints right. All right. So now we know our 2's, right? So it can help us with our 4's. Because remember, this is just 2 groups of 1 right here, right? So then down here, it's just going to be double that amount. So 4 groups of 1 is 4. 4 groups of 2 is 8. 4 groups of 3 is 12. 4 groups of 4 is 16. And if you didn't know it, you could look up here and say, well, what's 2 groups of 4? Well, I already know that's 8. So I can double the 8 and I could get to 16. So 4 groups of 4 is 16. All right, I'm at a checkpoint right now. 4 times 5. So if I don't know it, I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to get 20 there. And then I feel good about it because 10 doubles to 20. And I'm noticing that pattern everywhere. Just like I think if I go straight over here and I double the 20, I think this one should be 40. Remember, algebra is just about finding patterns, right? So if you know those patterns, it should help us figure out the rest of this. All right, let's keep going. 4 groups of 6 is 24. 4 groups of 7 is 28. 4 groups of 8 is 32. 4 groups of 9 is 36. All right, and then if you are still thinking about this and you're kind of using your fingers or your drawings or whatever, that's okay. But what I want you to really focus on is, how do numbers connect to each other? How can we use things we already know to help us figure out the things that we don't know yet? All right, kids, I'll see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.